Hello everybody, my name is Abraham Soldarian. This is my YouTube channel Araspel, and as I already said in my first English language video, Araspel means myth or legend in Armenian. In my first English language video I also explained that English is my second language, so it's not all that. Please bear with me. Today we are going to speak about the book of Enoch. In my first video, English language, I already mentioned this book, and I call it Book of Propaganda, and I'm going to elaborate on that today. Most of the information here I already explained it in my first video, so if you want more information you can check it in my YouTube channel in Araspel. It's titled Deceiver. Who do you believe? Enki or Enlil? Who do you worship? Book of Enoch. Recently it became very popular. People are thinking that church is trying to cover something. That's why the book was removed. The book talks about the Nephilim, about the Watchers, about how the God created the flood to get rid of them and justifies the God's actions. But as I say, it's a book of propaganda because in the book we don't have the other side. The Watchers are not present. We don't know the story of their side. But it's not that we don't know. There is a book that 1,000 years older than Book of Watcher, probably 1,000 years, maybe even more older than Book of Watcher. And we're going to talk about that book. Another thing about the Book of Enoch, just the name Enoch is already covered up. With the name Enoch, they're trying to mask Enki, because in Hebrew writing system, Enki and Enoch will be the same. And we will talk about the book of Atrahasis, and we'll see who the Enoch is. So Atrahasis tells us that in Sumer there were two different types of beings. We don't know what they were, but they were Anunnakis and Igigis. It seems that Anunnakis were doing a more of an administrative type of work, and Igigis were involved in heavy labor. After 3,600 years of 3,600 years of heavy labor, Igigis rose against Anunnakis, and it seems that the leader of that uprising was called Allah. Anunnakis have an emergency meeting, and in that meeting was decided that they're going to create humans. So now, let's be clear that this Igigi uprising is the one that we know as Angels Rebellion. And another thing that we need to know and remember, that if there was no Igigi uprising, there will be no humans. So, right here, this fight against the humans. In Atrahasis, it shows that there is some conflict between the Enki and Enlil. However, it doesn't elaborate on that. But different cultures or mythologies that came after that, they're talking about this. In fact, they all seems a retelling of this Sumerian myth story. And from this Atrahasis, we're getting this, that the Enlil, the chief operation, and the person who was in charge of the Anunnaki operation on Earth, right from the beginning, didn't like humans that much, and he constantly is trying to control human population does it different means by diseases, by hunger, and eventually through the flood. And his brother Enlil, who created humanity, he's trying with different means to help humans to survive the Enki's flood. In fact, is one thing I want to say, that the Enki's name in different cultures means life. Enki have another name, Ea. Sometimes you read it reversed, Ae, and from there you get high, higher. And Hai means life in Hebrew. Hayat means life in Arabic, like English, Germano-English, Heil, High, wishing a good long life. And in Latin, we have Ave, which is also connected to that word. And remember this is important. And of course, Egyptian life crosses that are called Ankh, clearly connected to Enki. So basically, this is a fight between the life and the Lord, Baal. Bel or Baal. That's the name. The word Bel means the Lord, and that's what we have the first. Cain, Cain kills his brother, Baal, Abel. That's our first killing. And pay attention, the cultures who have they will choose one of these guys as a good guy. The culture who choose the Baal as a good guy, that's a non-human culture. This is the fight between the humanist and non-humans, because you have to be non-human to try to feed us with the NGOs and poison air with the chemtrails. You have to be non-human to try to microchip humans and connect it to computer. These cultures that we are living, this is non-human cultures also. So let's see who are the humanists and who are the non-humans. Next door to Israel, Khan, their god Baal have two main enemies, Yam, the god of sea, and Mot, the god of death. The good guy, of course, Baal. In Greece, we have Bacchus, Dionysus, who was sacrificed by Titans as a bull, that's how it says. And Titans here will be Aegides, the humanists. In Scandinavia, Loki kills Baldur. The good guy, of course, is a Baldur. And in Celtic cultures, we have a Luke who kills Balor, the evil eye. Of course, the bad guy here is Balor, but this is one culture, then I'm not sure. I'm going to keep these cultures out of it, because Luke, even though he kills the Balor, the evil eye, at the end he dies. And it seems that the Celts did have slavery, because in humanist cultures, where the good guy is Enki's archetype, there is no slavery. And those cultures, as far as I know, the Indian, where is Shiva is representative of the Enki. I remember the Avish, reverse it, Shiva. And in Hinduism, they have two types of Balis. One Bali is Mahabali, who was leader of Asuras, and he was so strong, leader of non-humans. He was so strong that conquered all three worlds, and devas have to run to Vishnu to complain. The devas will be humanists. That's the first Bali, and then technically that's the first Bali, and then the second Bali will be in the book of Rama, where the Bali is fighting his brother Hanuma, and Hanuma is one of the guys who is very loyal to Rama. And during this fight, Rama kills Hanuma from the behind, from hideout. It's interesting to notice that the Kali Yuga, the beginning of Kali Yuga, considers to be that of Shiva, and some hunter accidentally shots. Sorry, not Shiva, but Krishna. Some hunter accidentally kills Krishna, and then when he apologizing to him, Krishna tells him that it's normal because in his previous life, Krishna was the Rama, and he killed the hunter who was Bali from behind, and that's the violation of the Kshatriya law, the law of like knighthood, I guess. And because of that, he's paying for his karma. And that's how the Kali Yuga starts. Right after that, Arjuna loses all his power. Now we spoke about India. There was no slavery. That next culture will be Slavic cultures, where Perun kills Veles. Bel. There was no slavery. And also Armenia, where their legendary forefather Haik kills Bel. There is no slavery over there too. Now, of course, throughout the history, the cultures, they will, this is not like clear cut, but overall it wasn't accepted. That every culture there are good people and bad people, but like somehow their attitude toward human shows what they are. Persians, I left them out. They're unique. And if somebody out there knows Jason or Reza Georgiani, please bring this to his attention. I wrote him a little note, but I don't think he's seen it, because his philosophy is kind of little bit confused. In Persia, Zoroaster, he reversed the places of Devas and Asuras. Basically, he puts the non-humans above. Asura Mazda, that's Ashuras. And Ahura Mazda, but sometimes it also calls Ashura Mazda. And the representative of Enki is Yima. And Yima considers the first guy who killed the bull. And feed the body to people, because there was a certain kind of like some cold time, they were living like really cold time, and they need to survive, so Yima did that. Yima, as I say, he represents Enki. And incidentally, in the Persian cultures, there is another god who originally is a diva, yet somehow he survived as a god. That's Mitra. Let's talk about Mitra. Because like people trying to tell us that Mitra is a Persian god. I do not agree with that, but I'm not going to go through it. However, I want to bring to your attention through this. Mitra is the guy who kills the bull. So Yima and Mitra, in this case, they're identical. Do you know who else kills the bull? The Orion. The constellation of Orion kills the constellation bull. And in ancient time, it seems the Orion was considered as Enki, because for Armenians, Orion is a constellation of Hike. And for non-human cultures, that constellation becomes Nimrod. That was the hunter, mighty hunter in front of the god. The guy who built the Babylonian, the Tower of the Babel against the god. Now, that's the Metrics. Let's talk about the Metrics. In a Popol Vuh, that's the Indian, American Indians. The people were living in the Guatemala. They're some kind of, they belong to the Maya family. When they noticed that they're losing their culture, they wrote down what their ancestors were believing. And they said, like, the humans, after the gods, they tried to create human and they got rid of them. But our forefathers, about our forefathers, the gods said that these guys, they're so smart that one day they're going to become gods. So we need to control them. And what happened when the humans were sleeping? The gods brought down some kind of cloud, some kind of mist that start blocking human vision. The people were explaining in their terms how the matrix looks like. That's the matrix. We don't see completely. And you know how they say that why the Anunnaki is left, why the Anunnaki is left. You know, if they control your perception, they don't have to leave. You just don't see them. Whenever they're talking about from another dimension, that another dimension, not somewhere far, far away. No, it's like could be right next to you. It just the vibration is so low or so high that your perception can't pick it up. So that's our matrix and creation of the Tower of Babel. It's the same story. The people were trying to reach the gods. And gods change the languages. When your perception is not 100%, you don't have a clear idea about the reality. You guys are speaking in different, we guys I should say, we speak in different languages. We don't understand each other. And about that, I want to say, like, according to Islamic tradition, with the snake, there was also a peacock that was exiled from the Garden of Heaven. And it says that the snake was punished, that he cannot speak no more, and the peacock lost some of his beauty. In my explanation, the snake is Enki, a peacock will be Anu. And the way I see it, snake as a representative of wisdom couldn't speak to humanity. And the Anu as a representative of the universe lost some of his beauty because we couldn't see all of his manifestations. And that's our matrix. And what a humanist answer was to this? Shiva, remember? Avish. Shiva came up with the meditation. He is Adi Yogi. Meditation, because the reality is an illusion. You do not see it 100%. That's Shiva's answer to this matrix. And the last thing I want to bring to your attention, who is going to fight against these non-humans? We have two fighters. And in fact, this non-human culture even accept them. St. George and St. Michael. And let's see who they are. Watchers. The English translation of the word watchers will be Egg Gregor, and that will be your Saint Gregor. And Michael, remember we talked about the Mitra? Mihael, Mika, Mihael. The L it means just God. Michael is Mitra. They are fighting the dragons for us at the end of the time. So now you know about the book of Enoch and about the reality you are in. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed.